Hey, what's happening, everyone? Just want to give an update here. So, earlier in one of my other videos, doing the programming for the Bowser SD40-2F, if you've ever used JMRI and you have an SBC, the NCE booster, you'll know that you can't do no more than 3 lines at a time. Otherwise, it freaks out and it sends pretty much, it seems like only the sound controlled locomotives at pretty much full throttle. So I was programming it, doing some settings, and I walked out of the room or the garage, and when I came back, I discovered that my brand new engine was hanging halfway off like this. Luckily, the fuel tank had stopped it. Otherwise, it would have went all the way down onto the concrete. So this is something that I've been meaning to do for a long time because I have my drop bridge here. As you can see, it spans this gap, and I actually have 2 of them, one over there as well. But this one in particular, because I mainly run my trains coming this way. And if they do come the other way, they'll just hit the drop bridge. But like I said, mainly I found that they run better this way, no derailments, what have you. So I had to come up with a solution. This is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I actually had some of this left over. It's HDPE from a project I built for a guy. It's actually a counter beer filler. And I used a lot of this material for that project. So basically it is, I was going to have it so it slid up and down, and that's why I milled that out. But it turned out that was too much work, and I found it was easier just to drill a hole, attach a spring to the bottom, spring goes over there, and then it rotates down. And then this block is this here as a stop. But that block, of course, had to be notched so that the bottom screw would go through. And then this is just a pull to make it easier. So it in fact does work. The train will come and stop and hit like that, and it's done. And then when you actually want to lower, you just lower the deck down, you pull that string, goes into place. The main thing with the spring is so when you lift it back up, there's no forgetting to put the block back up, because that would be my problem, because I was just going to have this manual where you just manually flip it up and down. But I know myself, and I would completely forget to put this up. So as soon as it goes up, it automatically just springs up into place. And like I said, they could probably hit this thing full steam and not get hit. So that's one of the things that I've done recently, and I'll show you the other. So the other thing I've built is the other car from my passenger car set. It's made by the same company. It's a Model Railroad General Store. This is the other one that I built probably about maybe 5-6 months ago. So this is the Shorty. Some hair on there. This is the only one I believe that they have that's short, and this is the same company, Model Railroad General Store. It's a plastic kit, so it's injected molded styrene, and then it's got the resin rooftop. Whereas this one is actually a laser kit, a laser wood kit with the injected or the resin roof. The kit is actually really well done. There's a few little things that you're going to have to kind of work through. One of them was these vertical uprights for the window sash. I ended up just using my own wood for these because the ones that they had just didn't fit for some reason. And the only other thing about these kits is that you got to really kind of file on the roofs and sand them down to get them to fit right. This one actually was missing a part of the bulkhead. Out of the kit, it was missing this piece right here. You can see what the other piece is supposed to look like. So I just actually made that out of a block of wood. Served the same purpose. I was able to build it. Otherwise, I'm going to end up having to wait for that piece to come, and who knows how long that would take. But you see, I put an interior in. The interior completely slides out, so I made my own floor, so you can just pretty much dump the interior out. Makes getting to it easier. So if you want to put figures or whatever else. I've done both of the cars the same way. It's worked out pretty well. So yeah, it's worked out pretty well for both of these. And then the interior shades, that's just I believe it's just craft paper, and you just glue it in place. And I used the microscale crystal clear. That's what I also use for the windows. And then all the glass is just I believe it's 5/1000 clear styrene, cut and then glued in place with the crystal clear. And the only other thing I did with this roof, because I just couldn't get it to sit and hold, so I ended up putting a thick piece of styrene and some square stock on the edges. That way when it goes and slides down in, it actually holds just through friction. So otherwise this roof would just kind of flop around on the model, and it takes a little work to get it back on. So that's what I've been up to. So those are the two things that pretty much the only that I've done, other than buying a new locomotive. And then just one last thing. I don't know if there's any SP modelers out there, but I'm actually listing my SD40-2. It's an Atlas Gold. It's a 7616. It's got QSI sound on it. Nothing really wrong with it. I'm just not a big fan of the QSI decoders and trying to get them to run with the Tsunami and the others. I've been able to do it, but I actually like the Athearn models better. I think they've got a little better detail, because this is probably at least 5 years old, and it's in great condition. I'll put a link down in the description. That way, if anybody's a SP modeler and wants to check it out, you can go ahead and bid on it. There's no reserve, so feel free to go at it. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.